Good morning, I'm Kristine Bernardo. Today, I will discuss our activity in strategic decision making in oligopoly markets. One, discuss fully what an oligopoly is. Cite an example. Oligopoly is a market structure in which there are few firms producing a product. When there are few firms in the market, they may collode to set a price or output level for the market in order to maximize industry profits. As a result, price will be higher than the market clearing price, and output is likely to be lower. At the extreme, the colluding firms may act as monopoly, reducing their individual output so that their collective output would equal that of the monopolies, allowing them to earn higher profits. Oligopoly arises when a small number of large firms have all or most of the sales in an industry. Examples of oligopoly abound and include the auto industry, cable, television, and commercial air travel. 2. Explain fully the following characterization of an oligopoly. Few sellers. In an oligopoly, a few sellers supply a sizable portion of products in the market. They exert some control over price, but because their products are similar, when one company lowers prices, the others follow. 2. Either a homogeneous or differentiated product. An oligopoly may be categorized as either a homogeneous oligopoly or a differentiated oligopoly. In a, in a homogeneous oligopoly, the major firms produce identical products, such as steel bars or aluminum ingots. Prices tend to be uniform in homogeneous oligopolies. Difficult market entry. One important source of oligopoly power is barriers to entry. Barriers to entry are obstacles that make it difficult to enter a given market. This means that new firms cannot enter the market whenever existing firms are making a positive economic profit, as is the case in perfect competition. 3. Explain fully the non-price competition feature of oligopoly. The firms in an oligopoly can compete in price, but often non-price competition becomes the most important factor dominating the market. The King demand curve model suggests that in oligopoly prices will be stable, leading to firms concentrating on non-price competition. The King demand curve model suggests that in oligopoly prices will be stable, leading to firms concentrating on non-price competition. Non-price competition is the favored strategy for oligopolies because price competition can lead to destructive price wars. Examples include trying to improve quality and after-sales servicing, such as offering extended guarantees, spending on advertising, sponsorship, and product placement. Also called hidden advertising is very significant to many oligopolies. Sales promotion, such as buy one get one free, is associated with the large supermarket, which is highly oligopolistic market dominated by 3 or 4 large chains. What strategies do firms operating in oligopolistic market use to increase market share? Strategy is extremely important to firms that are interdependent because firms cannot act independently. They must anticipate the likely response of a rival to any given change in their price or their non-price activity. In other words, they need to plan and work out a range of possible options based on how they think rivals might react. Oligopolies have to make critical strategies decisions such as whether to compete with rivals or collude with them, whether to raise or lower price or keep price constant, whether to be the first firm to implement a new strategy or whether to wait and see what rivals do. The advantages of going first or going second are respectively called first and second mover advantage. Sometimes it pays to go first because a firm can generate head start profits. Second mover advantage occurs when it pays to wait and see what new strategies are launched by rivals and then try to improve on them or find ways to determine them. 4. Do you think it is possible to the market that is dominated by few large firms to engage in price fixing agreement or cartel? So part your answer. Cartel is a grouping of producers that work together to protect their interests. Cartels are created when a few large producers decide to cooperate with respect to aspects of their market. Once formed, cartels can fix prices for members so that competition on price is avoided. In this case, cartels are also called price rings. They can also restrict output released onto the market, such as with OPEC and oil production quotas, and set rules governing other aspects of the behavior of members. Setting rules is especially important in oligopolistic markets, as predicted in game theory. A significant attraction of cartels to producers is that they set rules that members follow, thus reducing risks that would exist without the cartel. In an oligopoly market structure, a few large firms dominate the market and each firm recognizes that every time it takes an action, it will provoke a response among the other firms. These actions, in turn, will affect the original firm. Each firm, therefore, recognizes that is interdependent with the other firms in the industry. This interdependence is unique to the oligopoly market structure. In perfect and monopolistic competition, we assume that each firm is small enough that the rest of the market will ignore its action. 5. What is collusion in the context of an oligopolistic market? Firms in an oligopoly may collude to set a price or output level for a market in order to maximize industry profits. Oligopolies pursuing their individual self-interest will produce a greater quantity than a monopolist and charge a lower price. Collusive arrangements are generally illegal. Moreover, it is difficult for firms to coordinate actions, and there is a threat that firms may defect and undermine the others in the arrangement. Advanced pricing techniques. 1. Explain fully the following pricing techniques discussed in our textbook. Cite an example to illustrate said techniques. Cost plus pricing, declining block pricing, price discrimination, price degree, price discrimination, second degree price discrimination, third degree price discrimination, uniform pricing, and two-part pricing. 1. Cost plus pricing. Cost plus pricing is the simplest method of determining price and embodies the basic idea behind doing business. To make something, sell it for more than you spent making it because you've added value by providing the product. Many businesses use cost plus pricing as their main pricing strategy when releasing products. Cost plus pricing is a pricing strategy that adds a markup to a product's original unit cost to determine the final selling price. So one of the oldest pricing strategies in the book, and it's calculated based on just two things. 1, your cost of production, and 2, your desired profit margin. All you do is take the costs that go into building a product or providing a service to your customers and add a percentage on top for your profit margin. Every unit sold then provides the same revenue to cover your costs and your profit margin. To use the cost plus pricing method, take your total cost, direct labor cost, manufacturing, shipping, etc., and add the profit percentage to create a single unit price. Cost plus profit margin equals price. Suppose that a company sells a product for $1 and that $1 includes all the costs that go into making and marketing the product. The company may then add a percentage on top of that $1 as the plus, part of cost plus pricing. That portion of the price is the company's profit. 2. Block pricing, the practice of packaging multiple units of an identical product together and selling them as one package. Examples: paper, 6 packs Add soda, different size of cans of green beans. 3. Price discrimination. The practice of charging different prices to various customers that are not based on differences in the cost of production. Price discrimination can benefit some consumers and hurt others. Two important effects of price discrimination. One, it can increase the monopoly's profits and it can reduce deadweight loss. The three requirements for successful price discrimination are that the firms possess some degree of market power, the firms have the ability to separate customers into different groups that have different price elasticities of demand. The firms have the ability to prevent resale among the different groups of customers. 4. First degree price discrimination. First degree price discrimination charges a separate price to each customer, the maximum or reservation price they are willing to pay. If the firm can price discriminate perfectly, each consumer is charged exactly what they are willing to pay. Marginal revenue curve is no longer part of output decision. Incremental revenue is exactly the price at which each unit is sold, the demand curve. In practice, perfect price discrimination is almost never possible. Impractical to charge every customer a different price unless very few customers. Firms usually do not know the reservation price of each customer. Sometimes, firms can discriminate imperfectly. Example, lawyers, doctors, and accountants. Second degree price discrimination. Assume that firms charge maximum price consumers are willing to pay for different blocks of output or non-linear pricing. Each customer faces same price schedule but pays different prices depending on quantity purchases. Example is quantity discount. Second degree price discrimination increases the revenue and the profit for the firm compared to charging a single price, but these increases are smaller than under first degree discrimination. Can increase producer surplus. Third degree price discrimination. A pricing strategy under which firms with market power separate markets according to the price elasticity of demand and charge higher prices relative to cost in the market with a more inelastic demand. Third degree price discrimination occurs when a company charges a different price to different consumer groups. This is the most commonly used form of price discrimination. Examples: airlines, premium versus non-premium, liquor, discount to students and senior citizens, frozen versus canned goods, and a theater may divide moviegoers into seniors, adults, and children, each paying a different price when seeing the same movie. This discrimination is the most common. Uniform pricing. When firms sell their products in more than one geographic market, they may either charge the same price across markets, uniform pricing, or they may charge differentiated prices according to the specific market conditions of price discrimination. Companies using static or uniform pricing offer the same price to all customers. Benefits of this strategy include the ease of administration and the customer goodwill created by such a policy. The main disadvantage is that a rigid uniform pricing policy can easily be matched or undercut by competitors. Two-part pricing. Charging a customer a fixed fee for right to purchase product, then a variable fee that is a function of the number of units per case. A fee is charged upfront for right to use or buy the product. An additional fee is charged for each unit the consumer wishes to consume. Examples: amusement park, golf course, telephone service. Pricing decision is setting the entry fee and the usage fee. When consumers have identical demand, and anti-consumer surplus can be captured by setting optimal usage fee and access charge are more difficult to determine with more groups of buyers with different demand.